What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Academy. Today we are breaking down Infield. This is part one. I'm kind of breaking it down into pieces because I'm telling you what, Infield is one of the hardest, most mental things that you need to be able to get down. If you cannot do it mentally, that's typically when you see them get stuck in the outfield. Stuck in the outfield. Um, Outfield's a pretty easy position, so if it becomes a little bit less stressful, say you got a pretty good hitter and we're struggling on infield a little bit, typically um, you'll see them get stuck in the outfield because it's a little bit less stressful, less thinking, okay, and knowing the situations. And you don't want to take it away from, the offensive production because that's one of the whole reasons maybe you're in the lineup. You just can't really get shortstop down. Um, the mental thing, and you may get stuck in the outfield just to take some less stress off you. So it's really important to know the situations. And another thing to start off with, you're gonna hear my son. He's up right now. He's over here chilling with his tablet. Show him real quick. Say hi. He's a part of the academy too. He's got his shirt on. He's rocking and rolling too. So he's ready to go. I can't wait for him to start these programs as well. But so today we are going to be covering knowing the situation. So I'm going to pull up that diagram and go around the horn on the different situations, okay? Excuse me. And then we're going to be talking about adjusting positioning based off hitters. Okay, that'll be off the diagram as well. Um, it's actually really simple to adjust your position. It's so simple. I mean, it doesn't take any effort to do it. Okay, it literally doesn't. Um, it's all about reading and reading the specific hitter that's up to bat right then, right there. I mean, that's all that is. Um, you want to be slightly thinking, but virtually you just want to react to the play. So what you're doing is you're doing your thinking. I mean, you're not really doing the thinking because at this point, once you know the situation in front of you, you know what to do and wherever the ball's hit, what you need to be doing with it. Okay. Then we're going to cover first and third defense. I'm going to bust out a video. We're going to discuss it. Okay. Same with bunting and your basic cutoffs. Okay. The next video, part 2, is going to be going over double cuts. Okay. But we're going to discuss the cutoffs because if you're not lining up correctly, you can't do a double cut correctly either. Okay. So we're going to discuss those as well. So let's go into knowing the situations. Knowing the situations is super important because you need to know where to go with the ball at all times. You need to know every single scenario in front of you. Okay, whether the guy goes and bunts, no matter what position you're playing, you need to know where to go when that happens. Okay, if he hits a ground ball to you, depending on what direction you're going in the situation in front of you. So as I break it down around the horn, you'll know. So if you're the third baseman and you got first and second, you need to know that you got a force play at third. Okay. But if the ball takes you to your left, it doesn't really make sense to go try to get that double play at third or just get the force out at third. It's a long distance. You're not going to really have too much time to maybe turn that double play. So if it's hit to your left, you're going to try turning the double play by making that throw to second. Okay. And also within part 2, I'm going to go over the different types of feeds and the directions from each base that you need to be taking. Okay, I also got some awesome videos. Okay, Altuve doing this little drill, between shortstop, second, kind of taking both feeds. It's a pretty cool drill. I've never actually seen it or done it, but it's definitely a beneficial drill. It's something that I would definitely pull out. Next time, I get out there with a team. Okay. And then also Brandon Phillips teaching it. He was one of the better second basemen in the game for a little stretch of time. Definitely a really good fielder. I mean, what struggled him with the Indians was his hitting. Typically, what the Indians do, if you're not getting the hitting around, they seek to get rid of you. Well, not get rid of you, but to trade you somewhere, maybe give you a different opportunity somewhere else. And that's exactly what happened. He went to the Reds, got his hitting down, and became one of the premier second basemen in the league at that time. Really good at the position for a little stretch of time, and he's teaching a basic double play feed. So I will do a demonstration more because I did play a lot of second base. He doesn't really go over where the ball takes you. He's just teaching like one different way or one way. All right, so let's go over some situations. Let me pull up that diagram. So we're going to go around the horn on each one. All right, so we got our diagram up. All right, so we're just breaking down infield. We're not really going to focus on pitcher or catcher. Okay. I mean, we can do a little bit on pitching, but this is primarily your infield work. And as you're going to see, my son will probably pop in every now and then. I mean, bear down with me. This is going to be anywhere between probably 45 minutes, okay? 45 to an hour, all right? So bear down with me. So say you got nobody on, nobody out. Virtually your job is pretty easy as the infielder. We should all be playing back. I mean, third baseman's pretty much playing up, so, I mean, you don't want them sneaking in a bunt on you. If they get to 2 strikes, then you can move back, okay, a little bit. Just so you're guarding, you got a little bit more time, a little bit more reaction time. Okay, same with first base, playing corners. Okay, typically your middle infielders are playing back here, okay, by the cut of the grass. Okay, so let's start at third base. Nobody on, nobody out. Okay, you got to have in your mind that he may bunt. Okay, so we're going to start at third. Okay, we'll go around the horn. You got to have in your mind that he's going to bunt. Otherwise, you're just reacting to the play, and the play on a ground ball is to first base. Okay? Pop-ups are pretty easy. You don't really need to worry about making a throw. You just react, get under it, and catch it. Okay? So, pretty simple. Okay? With nobody on, nobody out. So easy. Okay? Shortstop. Same thing. You need to know what to do if the bunt occurs. Okay? Typically, which we're going to get over, you're just covering second base, and then you react to the ground ball. Okay, second base, backing up on a bunt, reacting to the ground ball. Okay, first base, same thing as third base. At first, you need to be playing up, playing at the cut of grass, maybe right around there. Charging, reacting to the bunt. Okay, otherwise, you're either getting the ground ball or covering first. Pretty simple. Nobody on, nobody out. Okay, so guy on first base. So we got a guy on first base. Let's just say no outs or 1 out. Okay, it's the same scenario with both. As the third baseman, you need to be playing bunt. React to the bunt. But if the ground ball takes you here, okay, obviously you got all the momentum in the world. You can shift and throw to second base. Second baseman covering. Okay, double play. You need to be playing for the double play. Okay, you need to know that your first read is here at second base. If it's not there and you bobble it, let's say you bobble it a little bit, or you can't get it out of the glove, play's not over, you still got time, make a strong throw to first base, still getting out. Okay, shortstop is the same. Okay, guy on first, no outs, 1 out, you should be in double play depth. Okay, so you move up a little bit from the outfield grass to roughly where he is on this diagram. Okay, second base, you don't really want to be playing that close. I mean, at least play a little bit closer. But playing the double play. Okay, your first read is here. Okay, that's where you're going with the ball. Okay, if say just like third base, you bobbled it a little bit, then you go to first. Same thing with first base. Okay, if it's hit the first base or second base, pitcher should be getting over. Okay, same thing. Alright, it's a pretty easy scenario. Now it starts to get a little bit more complicated with more guys on. So you got first and second, 0 or 1 out. Okay, third base, you got a couple options here. If it's hit right at you or to this side of the base, you go and hit third base and you make a strong throw across the field for your double play. Okay, if the ball takes you this direction, going towards second, you field it, you got your momentum going to second, you make the strong throw to second, you go to third. Okay, same time, you still have to have bunt in the back of your mind. So if the bunt happens, you need to be able to react. Okay, typically in that scenario, we want the third baseman to stay here. Pitcher covers this side of the base. Okay, so with a guy on first base, you're staying home. First base covers this side. Okay, we're going to get into that more in depth here in a moment. Okay, so you need to know for your double play situations, which way is the ball going to take you and which base you need to be going to get your double play. Okay, shortstop. Okay, the really good shortstops that get this game down. So say it's a double play scenario, or even if you just got a guy on second base, let's just say he's not on first base here. The ball takes you here and the runner takes off, or he's just waiting there for you to make your throw to first base. Read what the runner is doing, and if the ball takes you in this hole here, unless the third baseman comes off thinking he's going to make that play, you make your throw here. Okay, if the runner goes back or he stops his feet, well, if he just stops his feet, I mean, obviously you could probably just run at him. But if he goes back, then obviously you're going to have your play to first. Okay, so let's go back to first and second. Shortstop. Okay, if the ball is here, you're going to give your feet here to second base. And then second base is in turn going to turn the double play. Okay, in an ideal situation. If not, you're at least getting the runner out here, and at least only one man is in scoring position. Now you got 2 outs. Okay, and now when routine balls hit your way, you still got the force here, and then you still have the option at first base. Okay, second base is the same thing. Okay, double play depth, ball takes you here. Read and observe your lead out. If it's not there and your momentum's a little bit off, footwork's a little bit off, get the out here. Okay, get yourself in a two out situation. If you can still make the play, your first read is right here. Okay, second base. Same with first base. First base, you're not going to be throwing across the diamond. We don't want you ever to throw across the diamond. It's just not the most ideal situation unless you're pretty athletic and you can make that throw across the diamond. But typically, you're going to see the first baseman. It all depends. It all depends. Something on his tablet. So, like I was saying, it depends like on third base where the ball takes you. So if the ball takes you here, obviously you can step on the base, make the throw here, and you communicate tag to get your double play. Okay, if the ball is taking you into this hole towards second base, you're obviously going to make the play here. Pitcher should be getting over to cover the base. I never want the second baseman. It's not the greatest angle for them to get to the base, shift their feet. It's a lot for the second baseman. So I want the pitcher getting over. Okay, first baseman makes a strong throw here. Shortstop transfers it, makes a throw back to first base. Okay. So let's go bases loaded. Bases loaded. Let's go bases loaded, no outs. Okay, so ideally you want to get the lead out, right? You don't want anybody scoring. So if the ball's hit to you, typically you're going to be playing more up at all positions. Okay. You play 4, and hopefully you still have the out to get to 1 for a double play. Now you got second and third, 2 outs. Now your play is easy. You got the after that, now you got the scenario to just go to 1. Okay. So that scenario is easy. So with 1 out, still, you typically want to play a little bit in. Shortstop, second base goes double play depth. So when it's hit to them, they turn it here to second to 1. Okay, corners, typically you're going to go 4 to 1. Okay, you're going to go home to first to get your double play. Hopefully. If not, you're getting the lead out, and then you're still getting yourself into a 2-out situation. Now, if you still have 2 outs with bases loaded, your job's pretty simple. Make the play, and you can touch the nearest base or make the throw to the nearest base. Okay? Ideally, I would rather you, in a bases loaded situation, say you're the third baseman, the ball's hit to you, to go to second base with it or touch third. Okay, rather than make the longer throw across the diamond. Okay, it's just a higher percentage chance of getting that out. Okay, same with shortstop, second base. Give the nice little feed to second base, get out of the inning. Okay, first base, go touch first. Okay, pitcher, run it over to first base. Make your throw. Okay. So now, say you got a guy on third base, no outs, 1 out. Okay, the ball's hit the third baseman. You want to give him a look, stop his feet. Once you do that, you make the strong throw across the diamond. Okay, same with shortstop. Second base is a little bit tougher, but you can still do it. You still want to give him a look, make him stop his feet. If not, you may have a play on the runner at third if he doesn't stop his feet, or if you get him dead in his tracks and he doesn't go back, you may still have a play. If not, if not, you did your job. You got him to stop, and you throw the ball first. Okay. Same with first base. First base, typically they're not going to be going anyway. You still want to give them a slight look while running to first base, touch the base, still pay attention to them. Okay. So guy on third, no outs, 1 out. Okay, with 2 outs, you don't even have to worry about that. You make your strong throw across the diamond. You're typically in a 2-out situation playing deeper. Okay, making sure you're keeping the ball on the infield. Okay, when you get into those scoring positions, so second and third, guy on third, whatever, your job as the infielder is to keep the ball on the infield. Limit the damage. So if the ball's on the infield, you want to at least try to knock it down and keep it there, okay, to prevent him from going all the way here. Okay, if he's on third, you're not going to prevent that, but you're going to prevent at least 2 runs coming across. Runs are going to happen. You just got to accept that. Okay? So any other situations that I can think of later on, I will give them to you. I know that's not all the situations there, but that's a good portion to get everybody started knowing those situations. So make sure you practice that. You listen to your coach on certain situations if you need to refine that. Okay? So now adjusting positioning. This is going to be quick. Okay? It doesn't matter what the situation is to adjust your positioning. And I gotta fix his headphones real quick. That's what he's complaining about. You read the hitter. So adjusting your positioning is all about reading the guy in the box right here, right now. So if he's a righty and the pitcher's a harder thrower and he keeps fouling the ball off over here, where do we think he's going to hit the ball? Probably this side of the field. So what you want to do as a second baseman is shift a little bit over. Okay, shortstop, you pinch the middle. Third baseman, you come off a little bit more this way. Okay? It's not like your ideal shift when, you know, what the major leaguers are doing. Okay? And also first base, you shift a little bit over as well. Alright? Outfield should be trailing as well, and we'll get into that with the outfield. And then, but I mean, if you see that he's pulling the ball, typically, he's probably going to go this side of the field. Okay, so second base, you shift over to the middle. First base, you shift a little bit over to cover the hole. Shortstop, you shift over. Third base, you shift over. Easy, right? It's all about reading the hitter. What makes it tough is when they hit it to all sides of the field. Okay, so say he's a harder thrower, the next guy may be different. Okay, so say the number 2 hitter is up and he keeps fouling it off the opposite side of the field direction. That's when you do the shift we just discussed. So a 3-hole hitter comes up next. He may be a different hitter. He may be able to adjust to the harder pitching a lot better. Okay, you read him and you adjust accordingly. Okay. Also, you want to get into the habit. So let me not jump ahead. He may be pulling the ball. Okay, so you do that shift for the pull. Okay, third baseman more down the line. Shortstop comes over, covers the hole. Second base more middle. First base over. Okay. You want to read their hits. Okay, so what direction were they hitting the ball in the first place? Okay. So first time through, typically you know where they were fouling the balls off, whether they got a hit or not. If they got a base hit, where did they hit it? Okay. Adjust to your pitcher too. If he's a softer thrower, they're probably going to be a lot of pull. Okay, a lot of pull hitters. Okay, so you shift that way for that. If he's a harder thrower, they're probably going to be hitting it in that direction. Okay, middle away. So shortstop leaks over, second base leaks over. Okay, or opposite. So if a lefty's up, okay, you're going to be taking away the oppo. Okay, shortstop leaks over. Okay, if they're pull hitters with the slow hitter, lefties. Okay, second base, over toward first, short middle. Okay, very simple. Okay, if we need more clarification, ask the question, and I can get it in the Facebook Live. To answer those questions, make sure you ask those questions in the Facebook group. Okay, so let me exit out. Okay, adjusting your positioning is so easy, and I've seen so many teams not do it, and it bites us right in the butt every single time. And no matter how many times we discuss it, not sure what it is, whether it's a memory thing, a player thing, and whatnot. So, you know, the teams that do it well, those are teams that are going on in those tournaments. If you want to take that extra step defensively, you need to know this. And then also, as a shortstop, you are the communicator of the infield. I mean, the ultimate communicator on the field is the catcher. Okay? He sees the entire field. Okay? He sees the hitter. He sees everything around you. Okay? But the leader and the communicator on defense is a shortstop. So if you see something, or if you need to slow the pitcher down, you can go talk to the pitcher. Hey, okay, we got this. Take time, go talk to him. Call time with the umpire, talk to your pitcher, prevent a mound visit from the coach, or you communicate, hey, to second base, hey, you got to leak over. You don't see him leaking over and adjusting, you get him over there. Okay, same with first base. You go, hey, leak over. Okay, and then you can also push the third baseman over. If you see that he's pull, you're going to shift over, and then you're going to be like, hey, third base, come with me. Come this way. Or, second base, hey, go take away that hole. First base, go take away the line. Okay? And then you can also check the outfield, making sure they're shifting accordingly as well. Okay? And so outfield, your communicator is center fielder. Okay? So let's move on. So we're going to watch the video. Oh, so the one point, let's not forget, when you know these situations, all you're doing at this point is reacting. So make sure you practice, do the mental reps on those situations so you know what to do with the ball. And then go do it. And then just react. I mean, the game's easy. You know what to do with the ball. And then from that point, you get yourself to that point that you're just reacting to the plays in front of you. Okay? So your next point is first and third defense. It's so important. You want to take away the run game. You want to win the freebie war. It's not all on the pitcher, but some of it is on the pitcher. Between stolen bases, wild pitches. Okay, you want to mix your timing, mix your looks, but as a defense, we're responsible for a lot of those things as well. So we don't want to give up the extra 90 feet in the first and third without having a good strategy. I mean, it makes it super difficult. So let me pull up that diagram one more time. Just go over those plays, and then I'm going to pull up the video, and he's discussing those plays. He's going to mention the shortstop. I don't teach it with the shortstop, and I've never been taught it with the shortstop. Well, we have in high school, but when we got to college level, it was the second baseman taking your cuts. Okay? So there's 3 plays that you can run. You can also run a pick play. Typically, I don't run the pick play. So I basically just narrow it down to 3 plays. Okay? And a good first and third defense, if you cover it, you're not going to give up that free 90 feet, that they think they're going to get because you don't want them to score. Okay? So let's pull up that diagram one more time. So on your first and third defense, like I said, you want the second baseman to be the cut guy. Okay? So you got runners on first, third. He's stealing. Virtually, they're looking to either just get an extra guy in scoring position. This guy doesn't do anything. Or this guy is sitting here reading. If he's throwing through, he's going to take off as well. So, like he mentions in the video, if you don't care about giving him a free run, we're just going to throw through. Okay? So the second baseman, you can still come up, but you're going to fake. You can fake it. Fake like you caught the ball and then run toward him. Okay? So when you run across, because you want to be about 15 feet, 10 to 15 feet in cross. Okay? So with your glove, when you're coming across and you're running across to fake the cut, make that play, make like you got it and you transferred it and you run and kind of like show him a fist. Okay? Make him believe that you got the ball in your hand, freeze him. If you're taught to not worry about that and it's just a straight through, don't worry about the cutoff. Okay? So you want to be about 10 feet, 15 feet in front running across, fake that you're cutting the ball off. Okay, run at him, show him the ball. Okay, that ball's going straight through and you're getting the out here. Okay, for us, we were always black and orange. Those were our colors. So we use those as our calls. Okay, the catcher can have certain calls, like he mentions. He can use the mask for the certain play. He can use the chest protector. He can use the wrist. Whatever the call is, know it. Okay. So that was our black play. Black was through. Okay. So when we called orange, second base was actually cutting it. Okay. We're not worried about him taking second base. We want him to take second base. We don't want him to score. So this could be a big game situation where you either don't want him to tie it, build a bigger lead. You got a close game. And another thing, if you don't do these right, it's hard to win those close games. Okay? If you want to give yourself a chance, you do these little things right. The teams that do the little things right, typically come out on top. They win those close games. Those are typically your winners in a tournament, is between those little things that you do well. And this is a part of those little things. Okay, so second base on the orange, you're coming across 10 to 15 feet in front, so it looks exactly like black, but now you're receiving the ball. Catcher needs to make sure that we are giving good feeds in the same exact location. Okay. We want to cut, either run at him or immediately get the ball out. So if he takes off, you make the throw here. Get it out. Don't run at him. Don't hesitate. Just get it out. Okay, get him down into a rundown situation, or if he's trying to run all the way through, give the catcher a good feed, he tags him out. Or he stops and he gets in a rundown. Now you got your momentum here after you made the play to go cover third. Okay, so now if he's in a rundown, catcher's running square at him. Okay, you run square at him, third base, gives a feed, tags him out. Or if he stays in the rundown, third base is now there. And what is the pitcher doing in this situation? He should be right here. Okay, he should be the next cutoff man, or the next rundown man. Okay, you give the pitcher the feed, boom, same thing. If he stays in the rundown, you sprint at him. Typically, you in a rundown situation, you want to get him out with one throw, and you want to eliminate pump faking. Okay. So right here, so now the next situation which you could occur after the cutoff is that he freezes. But if he doesn't freeze and go back, second base, you're either reacting, running square at him, or you make your throw and give it to third base, create the rundown as well. All right. Shortstop, what are we doing in this situation? We're getting involved. Okay, left field, what are we doing in this situation? Getting involved. Okay, first base, what are we doing in this situation? Getting involved. Okay, everybody's getting involved. And the last play is catcher, which would be our white call or gray, or whatever it may be with your team. If you use a number system, 1 through 2, pick, or 2 could be pick, or 2 could be your cut play, 3 could be your cut play, or your pump to third, or throw down to third. Okay, so that's this play that we're talking about right now. So if you got your white call or your 3 call, whatever it may be, catcher wants to backpick the third. Okay, this is to prevent him from coming here. Okay, we don't care about him stealing right here. Alright? Pretty basic, pretty easy. So let's show that video real quick. And then we're just going to go right through the videos. Also, last point, if the teams that do this well, those are the teams that are eliminating all those runs coming across the score, getting into shootouts. Okay, if you're getting into shootouts, it's because you're not holding the run game as a pitcher. You don't have good first and third strategy. You don't have a good bunt defense in place. Okay, you do these little things well, you're going to prevent those shootouts. Okay, you know what to do with the ball, you're going to prevent the shootouts. Okay, you're going to keep the score low. You're going to win those games, and you're going to do them when the game is on the line. Okay, so let's go back to the video. So that's virtually everything that we're talking about right there. Okay, it's preventing those free runs coming across the freebie board. Okay, you practice it, you implement it. Okay, whatever the calls are going to be, like he mentioned, it could be the catcher giving the signs. Catcher, you are responsible for making sure everybody knows what plays on. Okay, because the ball's being thrown to you, so you want the infield knowing what to be doing, when you make that call. And, like I mentioned, something that's simple and easy to implement is the color system. Okay. And I would use the second baseman as the cut man. Okay. And let's see. So we just did first and third. Now we're going to go cover bunt defense. This is a video by one of the Louisville head coaches. Okay. One of the Louisville's always got, pretty top team. Sometimes, they're top 25 every single year. And he's just going to discuss the importance of a good bunt defense. So before the video, let's just discuss the bunt defense. Go around the horn. Okay. Let's get rid of the video here. Let's pull up the diagram again. It always goes back in the same spot. Like I put it here. So why doesn't it go back there? So anyway, bunt defense is actually, it's pretty simple, but you gotta know the situations in front of you. Okay, typically bunts are gonna happen with no outs, 1 out. Okay, they could happen with nobody on. They could happen with a lot more times than not. You're gonna see them happen with a guy on first base and they want to get him in a scoring position. That's when you're mostly gonna see it. Okay, if a team implements small ball. And I know we are in an era where long ball, launch angle, all that is important. So you still need to have a good defense to be able to combat this. Okay, so typically what I do is nobody on, pretty much corners crash. Okay, third base, first base. Okay, pitcher covers the middle. Okay, pitcher and catcher. Okay, depending on, if it's bunted right in front of them, obviously the catcher's going to come take it. If it's bunted a little bit harder, pitcher makes a play. Okay, second base, getting over covering first. Shortstop, covering second. Okay, in case there's an error, okay, maybe an overthrow, right field should be backing up. Okay, be right there. You're backed up. You make the play. Shortstop's there to cover second. Okay, so that's nobody on. So with a guy on first base, you're going to have third base crash. Okay, first base stays home. Pitcher stays here. Second base, you're sprinting over. You're backing up the throw. Because typically in a bunting situation with a guy on first, you want to bring the first baseman up. Okay, get him away from the base. Create a better chance for you to try to be safe at first. Okay. So you want to be bunting it down this line. Okay. Third base, you stay home. Actually, reverse that. I've been teaching it where the first base, so this would be the 1 call, stays home. Okay, first base or pitcher is covering here. Obviously, you're going to read it. Okay, if he bunts it and it gets by the pitcher and the pitcher doesn't have a play, it's like the tweener play with the pitcher. You just keep your momentum here. You cover first. Second base, same thing. Or, you're still getting over. Second base comes and covers. Sometimes the second baseman needs to come up and make a play. If that's going to happen, you're probably going to have a bunt for a hit. And third base, you crash. But the thing is, with third base, you're crashing. But if you read it and it gets bunted down this direction, you hustle and get back and cover third. Okay. Shortstop, cover second. You can also read it. Okay, so if third baseman does have to come up and make that play, and he doesn't get back, you read it, you bust and get to third. Okay. And then, you can have your 2 play, which is a pick. Okay. where the pitcher does a pickoff move to second base. Okay, shortstop here. But then your 3 play, and it all depends on what you prefer to do. I mean, you could do it that first way I showed, or the second way. Typically, when the ball's bunted down to third base, so now you got first and second, or a guy on second. So either a guy, so no matter what, there's a guy on second base. Okay, and it could be a guy on first. Okay, typically your 3 play, pitcher covers third base side. You're going to position yourself on that bunt to make the play to third. Get that at least get that force out there. Okay, third base, if it's bunted hard, you charge. Other than that, you're staying there so you can easily cover third base. First base, you can crash because some guys, they're not comfortable enough to angle their barrel down the third base side that they might just bunt it down first base, so you come take that away. Okay? Shortstop, you are the backup man. Second base, you go to first base. Okay, first base, you're reading it. So if you crash and you see that the bunt was here or to the pitcher, you hustle, get back, cover first. Okay? Or right field can come over and leak and cover. You're at least being the backup man here. Catcher, you remain home. If it's not bunted far enough or hard enough, you can come out and make that play. Make the play. Okay, after you make the play, you bust and get there to cover home. Okay? Or same thing. Pitcher, you're always covering somewhere. Okay? So you see the catcher makes that play. Pitcher, you fill in, you go cover home. Same thing, if you see third base, come up, make the play. If third base, if pitcher, you get called off, you still keep your momentum, and you go and cover third. All right. So that's on the diagram. Let's just go in and show the Louisville coach. And then I promise this to be anywhere between 45 to an hour. So you are going to be responsible for watching the cutoffs. Okay. I'm providing the video. All these videos are going to be provided in the buttons below the video. Okay. You're going to be responsible for making sure you watch the video. So this is about a 3-minute video.
practices a week. So I don't know how many practices you have in a week. So as a coach, I get 2 practices a week. Well, I got to maximize my 2 practices. But one of those practices always going to do bunt defense because we cannot live with picking a ball up and throwing it away. I mean, I'm a Yankees fan. We lost to the Diamondbacks, and I'm not knocking the greatest closer in the history of the game, but we pulled the shortstop off the base, slid in safe at second, got base hit, and that's it. The series is over. On defense, and so it's just I would challenge you if you believe in it offensively, then you probably should be good at it defense. So if you don't believe in it at all, and you're about home runs and all that stuff, just be prepared. It's like facing the wishbone offense. Eventually you're gonna have to play that team. You're gonna have to defend the bunt. And in length, when we get back there, I can talk more about. We have 2 bunt defense. Very basic, very simple. One is standard bunt defense, and one's aggressive, where we charge. We don't have 8 plays. We're not like one of the California schools. We don't live and die with the bunt or to defend the bunt. We keep it as simple as can be. We just all want to be on the same page, and we just want to be comfortable when we're in a situation where we have to defend the bunt.
Okay, so real important what he was mentioning there. You still want to prepare. Okay, whether you're facing a team of free swingers, and I got this perfect image that I'll post up right below the buttons. A good pitcher can eliminate the free swingers virtually. So one guy can take out a team of free swingers. But if you are a bunter, a bunting type team, make as many people on the field touch the ball as possible. Okay? And what that means is if they do it well, have them beat you doing it well. If not, don't make it easy on them. Okay, by striking out or whatnot as a bunter. Okay, I can talk more about that, but always be prepared for those situations virtually. So I'm wrapping up this. All 3 videos are going to be there. Okay, we went over 2. You're responsible for the 3rd one. Okay, if you want a little bit of review, the other ones are pretty simple. I talked about each and every one. Okay. Just knowing your basic cutoffs. Make sure you review that because I will be talking about double cuts. If not, I'm probably going to start off with it. Okay, in part 2. Just so we go over it. Especially before we get into double cuts, because it's super important to know how to line up, especially before a double cut. I mean, you need to know where to line up on the basic ones. And the cool part about the video is he has a little diagram and he moves them around. Okay, showing you exactly where to be on those situations. It's about an 8-minute video, so I will show that at the start of part 2. Okay? Any kind of questions, please ask away in the Facebook Live. I can get them answered. I know I'm probably missing a few things that you may have some questions about, so please ask away. All right, I'm trying to get all the information all at once to you. So if I miss anything that you might be questioning, ask away. Okay, so I'm Brent Edmonds. I'm tuning out. Getting this up and ready for you. And this is my son Rylan. Say hi, Rylan. Hi. Say, see you guys in the next video. Well, I'll be taking a nap, so I'm gonna go get this up and ready for you and be prepared in the next 5 days for part 2 to open up. Okay, there we go. Let's get it rock and rolling.